Hey, everybody.
Hey, what's going on?
Episode 18. I'm really sorry about last week where we had to skip. Austin caught the Rona.
Dude, again, for the second time now.
Really?
Yeah, I hit it in fucking December, too. It was a little worse that time. Like, sick for a couple days. Felt really, really shitty then. And a few people in my household rolled through it and got it a bunch. Yeah. But this time, man, I stayed.
Apparently, I was all around it. Like, by all rights, I should have caught it. So I'm kind of thinking that the cure for COVID running in these veins.
It's there. It's there. So we got to extract some of that. You got that Marvel blood?
I'm willing to donate it. if it
well, honestly, would you fucking hurry up? Because apparently it's coming back, and I just got the shit, so that's a little annoying.
I just don't think they believe me.
Hey man, I was with you at that show, and I didn't.
I know. Yeah, me and my cousin Gigi both. We both got COVID.
We're not going to say what show it was.
Shit, I was dodging that shit like Neo.
You had to cut your beard because of COVID, I feel like.
Yeah, well, the beard got COVID, and I had to cut it loose.
It was like before it gets here.
Yeah.
All right, well, before we get too far into this, we'll pause for our graphic real quick. Go see some local shows. Get out and spend some dollars. We're back with Kevin Page.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, brother.
Local personality, comedian, apparently videographer?
Starting to be, yeah.
Yeah, so what's going on with that?
Well, so I'm friends with the owner of Forche's, and they're just Steve Peters, and he's doing a late night talk show, first here in Wichita, and his co-host came in, saw my whole rig setup when I was doing a short film for Tallgrass, which was really, really bad, by the way. But he was like, you had all this equipment, do you want to come help us with videography? And yeah, so I'm filming their stuff.
Way cool.
So first off, you made a movie.
I made a short film for like their 36-hour.
How long was your movie?
6 minutes.
6 minutes?
Yeah, it was like the max time.
What was it about?
It's really stupid. Basically, I have a big creepy van.
Who cares?
I have a big creepy van, and we just we're kidnappers kidnapping our drunk comedian friend, and ultimately he loves being kidnapped, so we end up just partying with him. Just an excuse.
It's not a bad concept.
It was an excuse for us to drink and make a movie.
I would very much welcome a good kidnapping right now, like shit that I don't have to do because I'm kidnapped.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's kind of fucking how I felt. Like it was really cool for like 4 days to chill in your. Catch up on Stranger Things and all this shit, but then not being able to talk to people, it was rough after a week of that shit. But
yeah, I believe that. But we're back.
Yeah, right. We're back. We're glad you guys are back, and thanks for bearing with us as we work through production issues and move on to new and brighter futures.
Yeah, but the production issues, man. I do want to talk about this late show for Shays. So
So the
this has just started, right?
Yeah, just
so what's the concept behind how they're going to structure it out? Like they just sit there and interview a person like a late night talk show?
Yeah, so it's exactly like a late night talk show. This week we had a comedian Jeremy Rush. They had a beatboxer DJ Moss on there.
Moss,
is that the guy you were talking about? Yeah.
Most amazing.
Moss
sound.
is my man.
Yeah,
I saw him last night. Love
Great
that
dude.
guy.
Incredible. Like I filmed all the promos. So I heard a lot about this beatboxer and this, but then seeing him live was really awesome.
That's what I've heard from everybody. I've been wanting to meet this cat.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Incredible.
We're talking about maybe trying to get him comfortable enough to come onto the podcast.
Yeah,
so.
And I was talking to his mom the other day, and apparently Moss is wanting to do like a beatboxing class for kids.
Is that something you think would get traction, you think?
I think so. And I think it's right up our alley at the stuff we do here at Meetings.
Especially for here, yeah.
And so I'm going to get him in here. This is not announced yet, but...
Exclusive.
Yeah.
Announced. So episode 18 coming out July.
Shit, I guess this is announced now.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
if I say it. Yeah, but August 20, we're trying to bring a show here, and Moss is going to be our headliner. And so I would like to put some of that class around, if he's willing to do it. I'd like to put that class going on right around the same time. Like, come see the class, get a discount on your ticket, and da-da-da.
And
so
have him be on
like
the
a clinic sort of thing.
Yeah.
Parlay all that in the game.
Oh, yeah, it'd be great. We'll just keep Moss captive for like a day. Kidnapping, back to kidnapping.
Yeah, back to kidnapping.
Like
so we're talking like a more of a clinic sort of thing rather than a class.
I think that'd be cool, right?
Like a camp.
Just kind of a one-day clinic so you can come in and learn what you need to from basically one of the best there is in this area.
I'd say the best in town.
I gotta listen to this. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like there's a huge beatbox community that he's competing against.
That's right.
That is probably
so I'm not trying to, but I'm just saying. But I would love to hear cool beatboxing any chance I get. I don't care what you rank in the town. Who gives a shit? But this sounds like a fucking cool idea.
Yeah, so he was the first guest on the show, and then they have obviously comedy segments and little things like, who designed this fucking house and just dumb shit like that. And late night standard.
And they're doing bits, like
doing
film bits.
Yeah.
So like they're going on location and filming bits a certain way and cutting them in.
We're doing that this week. So we're doing the man on the street stuff
cool.
and interviewing people. So yeah, I'm doing all the videography for the late show.
So you'll run out with them and do these mobile bits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
How often are they doing this? Weekly?
I think it's every Monday at 7:30.
So do we get it? Do we have to catch it live, or where do we get it?
So right now it's only live. It's not being streamed anywhere. But the idea is down the road it will be streamed live and everything.
So where do we catch it live at? Where can we see it?
Vorshay's every Monday.
That's it.
At
You can only see it live at the venue. There's no place to catch it.
Nope.
Anywhere else?
Yeah,
not yet.
Not being live streamed, but they're on episode 1. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
We're on episode 17 and you can't live stream us.
No, I'm just saying record it and then put it out.
That's the idea. So right now we're just kind of dealing with.
I didn't mean actually live.
What equipment we have. I think we have a good mixer, but right now it doesn't record like the 4 cameras we're using and cut everything together. So the other option would be just hitting record on 5 cameras and then editing it ourselves, which just sounds like a lot of work I would have to do or someone would have to do.
Someone sounds better.
Yeah, exactly. Someone else sounds better.
It sounded a little rough when you were like, I'd have to do it, but maybe someone else.
Do it.
I was the only guy running like 3 cameras Monday and just like bounce it around and it's very fun. I love doing that type of work, but it was a lot, especially in a packed room, going in between tables while waitresses are serving, people are eating.
So have you ever filmed any of your sets? Do you ever?
I do film my sets typically. Usually my actual shows. I do a lot of open mics and I try not to film those because it's so hit and
Do you record
miss.
them just so you can hear yourself?
It's more of a I can go back and this joke didn't work. Yeah. I really fucked up this line.
There's too much fat here on this bit.
Or sometimes like, hey, I did really good on this joke. Throw it up on TikTok and
see if it sticks.
And I've had a couple. I had one like blow up on TikTok.
Yeah, I saw that one. I saw that too.
Yeah.
I tried not to look too much into your stuff before you see it, but I'm gonna. So, do you have a full hour?
I do not. So, I just did my longest that I've done is 30 minutes. I did that at Shadows.
Tough.
Yeah, and I'm only a year into doing this.
Yeah, so. I'm proud of you for having 30 minutes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Well, 15 minutes a your time is a lot.
Yeah.
People don't realize. I've always wrote just because I write and my brain doesn't stop talking when people aren't around. So I've always liked stand-up. So I always people are like, yeah, you can have 10 minutes. You don't realize how long fucking 10 minutes is till you're standing up there trying to talk about some more shit. Especially when you're a little nervous and you spill through that shit instantly. Blah, blah, blah. So here it all is. The shit that I said in my mirror took 8 minutes to say, I said it in 2.
Yeah.
Like with musicians, man, we regularly do 4-hour shows. Mm-hmm. 3 to 4 hour shows.
That's insane.
Yeah, this seems
so
exhausting.
But it's a lot less. What am I trying to say? It's a lot less vulnerable, because you're up there with 4 of your friends. You know what I mean? And we're all playing music together. When you're a stand-up comic, man, it is you and the room.
It's you against the room a little bit because you got to keep them the whole time.
Yeah. And what you were saying about open mics, I feel that, right? I run 3 open mics a week.
Yeah.
And when comedians come in, sometimes I'll tell them, I'm like, hey, man, so at a comedy club, these guys kind of signed a contract at the door.
They knew that what they was getting into.
They know that they're coming in, and they're going to
sit and listen to a stand-up comedian.
Yeah. If the guy gets
motherfuckers here aren't on that schedule.
Man, this is open mic to them. They came out here on their own understanding of what an open mic is. Sometimes it's wrong or whatever, but I was like, you coming up as a comedian, if you start getting into a bunch of racial humor or a bunch of gay humor or a bunch of whatever this is, and you start getting a bad reaction. These guys didn't sign that contract, man. They're not suspending their personal beliefs to be entertained.
Yeah.
They are just here as people.
Absolutely.
And, man, I've seen it, too, because...
I like to watch people bomb.
John probably remembers this, man. But we had a group of stand-up comics come in and do their routine, but they did. They got right onto the racial humor. Mm-hmm. They got right onto the, gay humor.
Yeah.
And, my open mics are diverse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I will have rappers in there, and I will have
Well, you're a pretty understanding, open guy, and that's the kind of people we attract. We don't attract those.
At any given time, I have
But I do like racial and.
I'll have politicians in there, and trans community, and gangsters, and I love it. I think it's weird, and I dig it.
Right. I think Ballistic even ended up showing up to...
he asked about it.
Yeah, we missed him at Shot Times because I left just by the time he got there because we ended up going to Vagabond. But
yeah, he hit me up and was like, so any open mics tonight, man? It's like him and
What do you have going on? I didn't even know he was trying to get out.
Yeah, him and Buckley.
You should come out to your Barleycorns tonight.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah,
but yeah, I love crowds like yours at your open mic where it is just a wide mix of people. Because I do have a lot of jokes that I feel like I can toe the line of offending people, but I try to write them in a way that, like, okay, I'm talking about race here, or I'm talking about queer culture or something, but I'm trying to be more clever with it than, like, oh, this joke is racist. Like, I'm talking about race as a white man.
You have to be brilliant when you hit those topics. You have to write well.
Absolutely.
And you have to bomb with that material for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I've like, gone on stage and, like, with the first draft of a joke, and then got off stage like, that was fucking terrible. Like, I can't believe I just said that in front of a group of people, and then, chip away at that joke over time, and like, oh, okay, there is something good in here that isn't offensive at all, when the first draft of it was not okay.
So I have this thing I tell bands sometimes, okay, about the egregious use of the word fuck.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, if I'm going to the show and really it is just like, fuck fest?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't now... You're taking the easy way out. It's a crutch.
It's low hanging fruit.
It's a crutch.
Yeah, it's low hanging fruit.
And if you can't write around it a little bit,
well, some of it's nervous ticking for them a little bit.
And you're not wrong. And I would say that the worst offenders of that are the younger bands that are just kind of getting into it. You know what I mean? Like, like they're the worst offenders.
It's filler.
They just started using that word 6 years ago, so it's like,
exactly.
And
it's still giving them a little bit of a butthole tingle to say it.
But the more talented writer can get around it.
Yeah.
Well, you, as a stand-up comedian, which is getting harder and harder to be, any joke works if it's funny. For one, any joke works. You can take a shot at anybody if it's funny and it's real and it doesn't come from a hateful place. Because my favorite comedian is Dave Chappelle, and he gets away with it.
I agree. He's my favorite.
He's the best. I mean, he is the best, most well-written comedian.
The Michael Jordan of comedy.
He is. He really is. He can make you think and bring it back, and it's not easy to have jokes appear multiple times in an hour and make them work. That shit ain't easy to do at all. To be able to, like, set up punchlines all the way down that intermingle in between your hour. And this guy's coming up with multiple hours a year sometimes. I mean, that shit's ridiculous.
That's insane. I mean, he's self-proclaimed GOAT for a reason. And, and he's always kind of towed that line where he's like making fun of everybody. And now I just think, like, culture's kind of turning against that a little bit, so there's a lot of fingers pointed at him, or a lot more...
There's a lot more eyes got on him, especially when he started to hit the alphabet people hard, and then that backlash. But honestly, it just made him more...
Well, he just leans into it now.
Because he's not a hateful person, and everybody knows that. So, like, you can make jokes about anything. Like, I'm interested, what got you up on stage for the first time? Like, what made you what made you get up there the first time?
I've always loved stand-up comedy, and I've always wanted to do it deep down. Like, Chappelle's my favorite, so For What It's Worth and Killing Them Softly are my favorite comedy specials.
I'm going to race them.
I watch those two specials, like, every day when I come home from high school, so I can, like, quote both of those into its entirety. So that's, like, what really kind of got me to fall in love with comedy. What got me on stage was seeing my roommate and now kind of producing partner, Ronnie Glenn Williams. He did an open mic, and he did very, very well. And I was like, man, he did so good. I want to know what that feels like.
And you're like, I could do this.
But I was still kind of nervous, but I was like, I know I can do this. What really pushed me on stage was another comedian. I won't say his name, but he's a good friend of mine now. He went up and just had a piss poor set. Like, he bombed hard.
That's okay. You can say his name. Is he doing okay now?
He's doing fine. We've had this. But,
everybody bombs, man.
Exactly. But, like, on the drive home, I was like, God, that guy was fucking terrible. Like, he wasn't funny. Like, what did he say? I don't remember what he said. What was his name? I don't remember his name. What did he look like? I don't remember anything about this fucker. Right. So if I know he bombed, but I don't remember anything about him, what's stopping me from getting on stage and doing just as terrible, and then everyone forgetting how bad I was?
Yeah, they're just going to go home or have a drink and not give a fuck.
Exactly. There's nothing stopping me but me and my own anxieties. So the next month I signed up at the Looney Bin and did my first open mic. And I did great. I talked very quickly. You know,
How many minutes did you do the first time?
I did 3.5, and I timed it out for 5.
Yeah, so you
burned through it.
The bad thing was I had jokes
like
about how like I used to like really love cocaine, and then I'm up there talking about doing coke like I'm on coke right then, just burning through it so quick. But so
you were on high adrenaline for your first time, and you were doing bits about being on cocaine.
Yeah.
And I think the thing about comedy is really the timing of it.
Oh, that's the hardest part.
Like you have to
having to pause and wait for sometimes having to wait for the crowd to understand what you said first.
You can pause and like shift and get 2 laughs out of the thing.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like Mitch Hedberg was always the best at like comedic timing.
Classic
Steven Rice. Well, he was set up punchline's not easy comedy to do.
No.
That's you have to write 3 times. You have to write 3 times as much because it's set up punchline. So every joke is a second. 2, 8, 3 seconds.
Versus someone like Tom Segura, where he's just telling stories.
Yeah,
you made a 3-minute story, have 30 jokes.
And he's one of the best storytellers going right now. I love him. I don't know if you ever watch Two Bears One Cave podcast. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
I love Bert too, but I just something about him not having a shirt on still drives me crazy.
Yeah,
put a fucking shirt on. For once, I just let his fans let him get away with that. Do you know who Bert Kreischer is?
Yeah.
He's the machine too, of course, but he's pigeonholed into half. Like he's talked openly about. He's like, I kind of wish I could just put my shirt on now, but like people like are a little pissy about it.
They demand it.
Yeah, like demand him to be shirtless, and so whatever it is. But he's both of them are.
I've been considering that for our podcast, actually.
Just shirtless?
Yeah.
I don't think we need less viewers. I don't think we need less.
John
viewers.
insists on turning the AC off every time we fucking do one. So.
Oh God, I know. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's on the table. We're not going to take it off the table, I guess.
And he's turning my fan off, too. Jeez.
The hell?
See? Look. We can't even
He's just against us.
Yeah. So, who was your major influence other than Dave Chappelle? Did you have anybody growing up?
So
George Carlin was always one of my big ones, too, of course.
I love Carlin. Growing up, it was Chappelle that really got me into it. Then in my early 20s, I discovered Bill Hicks, and this is really
great.
Every comedian that has that
moment
when they
always find
Bill
him,
Hicks, right?
Yeah, because he's dead, of course, so you always find him later.
And it was like just at the time of my life when I was like doing a lot of psychedelics, and like he does, his whole life was his comedy is like a great.
He's a Boston guy. He's a Boston guy through and through.
So what's that line? It's like today. Today,
a young kid on acid discovered that all life in the universe is merely energy condensed into a slow vibration. Now here's Tom with the weather.
I've never heard that before.
Oh, it's great. He goes on and on.
Is that your bit?
It's
Bill Hicks. Yeah.
Oh.
I cannot claim that. He hits a lot of bits that kind of like how Chappelle's doing now, where like at the end of his set, there's like a message there. A lot of comedians are doing that.
Yeah, they kind of are trying to drive a point.
Yeah.
A little bit. Because, I mean, especially if you're a good storyteller, you're going somewhere. You're kind of taking these people on a journey.
Ending.
Yeah. I think it feels like an easy way to get off the stage, too.
For sure.
And to justify a lot of questionable humor.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like if you end somewhere, there's a positive moral message, they go, I think I'm cool with that.
We're cool, right?
Cool.
We're good, right?
For sure.
We're good here.
So yeah, that was a big turning point for me. Was discovering Hicks and just something about like his anger on stage too. Like he's just pissed at like the government and society.
He has an energy that's ridiculous. I wish he had more. Material filmed.
It's insane.
I mean, he's only got like 2. I think he only has 2 specials.
Yeah, I think he died at 33.
Yeah, he only and in one of his specials, his first one was like real rushed. It's like 30 minutes. I think it's not. It's kind of almost like Jim Carrey's only specials.
Yeah,
real short and not a lot to it, but. The stuff you can hear on audio of him is, man, he is amazing.
Yeah. Even like the audio of him where he's like piss drunk on stage and like not doing very well. Like as a comedian, that's interesting for me to hear. Right. Like him, one of the greatest in my opinion of all time, like not doing well and just going on stage shit hammered. And
it's funny when you get to hear those like the greats bomb and how they just sit there and eat it. Yeah. They don't leave the stage. No. Yeah. That's like Dave Chappelle has the bit in one of his newest ones. He's like, I didn't get booed off stage. I sat there for an hour and ate shit.
Well, and Andy Kaufman would like do it on purpose.
Oh God, he would read the book. He'd read you a boring book on stage,
and no one knew what the fuck he was doing.
Well, honestly, back in the day before the internet, buying a ticket to a fucking Andy Kaufman show
was a gamble.
Yeah, what the hell are we going to get
a gamble,
here?
Man.
He might talk like the taxi driver guy the whole time. He might read you a fucking. I think he was reading like the Cranberry Tales or some shit, like some boring ass fucking,
or like an instruction manual.
Yeah, like horse shit.
Yeah.
But
the thing was,
but brilliant at the same time, fucking funny.
It was really his own joke. You know
yeah,
I
mean, it
was funny to him, and that's all it really.
It's mattered. A commitment to a long con of a joke.
Yeah. I mean, and we're talking about it now, posthumous, and
it's funny now that
because
I wasn't in the crowd. Because I wasn't in the crowd. I mean, everybody that wasn't in the crowd probably thinks that shit's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a weird alt comedy before like that was its own kind of genre. Because now you have like absurdist comedy with people like Eric Andre, where it's like, what the fuck's happening? This is so weird. But it has, he's great, and that has a big fan base. But back then, the late '60s, early '70s, like no one knew what the fuck Hoffman was doing.
No, right? Yeah, just a punchline of a fucking show. Really, the whole show was the punchline. Right? You know what I mean?
To him, you have to figure it out.
And then you're sitting in the crowd listening to him read a book, and then he gets off stage, you'd be like, "What the is this?"
It's like he's making himself laugh, and that was enough. He didn't care.
I think that was the whole point.
Yeah,
I think it was the whole deal.
Yeah, I don't really know how you have the balls to not break bomb, character eventually on that.
To go on stage and knowingly bomb, like it blows my mind.
Yeah, and I've seen some bombs like on stand up. I'd go to the Shamrock one every once in a while.
And, that one's not.
And a few other ones, and those are like nightmare rooms. Like you're talking a long bar room where half the people are sitting at the bar and they don't give a fuck about what you're saying. And other than the other 4 comedians that are there, and nobody's really listening to you.
Yeah.
And it's tough. That's a tough fucking room.
Well, John says this all the time, but you have to be the most interesting thing going on.
Yeah.
And I think you do a really good job of this. Okay?
I try.
Like, first off, Austin, I want you to pay attention to what he's wearing right now.
Well, I've seen all of his stuff on Facebook. He has a pretty nice fashion sense.
It's amazing.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I've been trying the past couple
I think
years.
you have a collection of some of the best pants I've ever seen.
Thank you.
And this is coming from a guy.
Some pants envy?
Well, I wear tie-dye pants a lot.
I would be lying if I say that my pants aren't the most complimented thing about me. Like, it's almost annoying when people tell me like they like my pants. I've been kind of rude about it. Like, okay.
Yeah, fuck me. But
I got it. Yeah. But yeah, so thank you very much.
This picture I see circulating right now, you're not even in pants.
That'd be a lingerie picture.
Yeah, you're in lingerie is the one I've seen.
So I'm going to give you a moment to tell us how that went.
Did you go on stage that way?
I started in my fancy pants.
Don't start some Burt Kreischer shit. You're going to be stuck in these goddamn leggings for your entire stand-up career.
And the signature is this like long coat, house robe.
I like wearing a duster. I shop in the women the women's section at like Ross and Route 21. So I get all these like nice overcoats, leggings, things like that.
You like a long like pea coat style.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I can dig it.
And I started dressing that way before I did comedy. Then when I started doing comedy, I was like, this sets me apart from every other bearded white dude on stage right now.
You won't be unmemorable.
Yes.
I mean, that's important to think about too. It's as an artist, as musicians and stand-up comedy, like what you wear and how you present yourself is gonna help with present your talent.
And one thing I found was like this all came about like last year. I came out as gender fluid, started changing like with my presentation on being a little more feminine and how I present myself. And then I found doing that like with my subject matter, I'm really raunchy, dirty comic. The crowd will go with me on really dirty topics, being that I'm presenting myself more feminine and not like
it doesn't seem as white males.
I'm not in blue
bro-ish.
jeans.
It doesn't seem as bro-ish.
Talking about pussy on stage, it's a little different. At least I found. I don't know what the correlation there is.
I would agree.
But yeah, the crowd will go with me on some really dirty topics, which normally I've seen people just go in there and just with street talk and eat shit, and everyone's grossed out. But for some reason with me, they're fine with it.
Well, you're presenting it well enough.
Exactly, and I'm fine with that. Like,
you've matched character and content.
Yes,
that's a beautiful match.
Absolutely. So yeah, with the pantsless picture, me wearing lingerie, I just did a show out in Kansas City called Body Language. It's hosted by Brittany Tylander, very funny comedian. She's actually going to be on my show next month or here in a couple weeks. But it's
what show is that? Don't praise over. Say it.
My show is called Don't Tell Mom at XY. It's the first Thursday of every month.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah, and it's a variety show. So we got comedy, burlesque, and live music. It's a very fun night.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But yeah, so in body language out in Kansas City, every time you get a big laugh, they like cue music and you strip off a layer of clothing. So it's strip comedy.
That's a hell of a
sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was very fun. So I was like, okay, I want the stripping to be funny in and of itself. So I had a whole lingerie, corset, garters.
So as you got laughs, you also got laughs.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
you're just causing a landslide of laughs in that place. You
Yeah.
just keep having to strip even further just because when they see something.
you heels?
Perfect storm.
I had
That's
like
what I thought you were heels.
6-inch
Like this
stripper
guy.
heels.
And I didn't. Well, it's hard to tell, and a lot of you guys won't tell. He's a tall guy. He's not a little guy. Like I'm 6'3". Like putting my big ass in heels is probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I think I'm like 6'7" in those heels. Like
and
like trying to walk on stage, like, walking those heels is hard enough, but like dancing sexy while I'm taking my pants off is like fucking hard. I almost fell down once.
That would almost been
should've
better.
just done it.
I thought about it.
Yeah, just ate shit.
But
You
I'm
should have just
you know-
bought the pants for like.
Oh god.
Yeah,
I should have talked to you guys before the show. That would have been hilarious.
I'm here for consultation.
Yeah, I mean, usually we got some good ideas.
Yeah.
A lot of times. I mean, you take them or leave them. So when I went to checking you out, I'm clicking, and then here it is, boom, full garters, fucking nice pair of panties too. I mean, he didn't go cheap. He didn't go cheap.
Just wearing a thong, the whole deal.
Yeah, he put a lot of thought into it. So what happens then? So just everybody goes up and you get one set for however many minutes.
Yeah, so I think my set was 15 minutes, including stripping. So yeah.
So men, women, and everybody's just up there telling jokes
Everybody,
and going
yeah,
stripping.
yeah.
That's fucking.
And like
it's a funny concept.
I asked her because I had some like briefs on over the thong because I wanted people to think, okay, he's down to his underwear, he's not going to take anything, and more often than go to the thong, right?
That sucked if we've not gotten any more laughs. He'd have been like, God damn it.
Yeah, I was so nervous about like I was so hot wearing all this lingerie. I was like, man, what if I fucking bomb? And I'm just like
Stuck in this
I
shit.
spent $70 on this lingerie.
I'm showing off this goddamn lingerie.
I'm taking it off.
There is no way I'm not coming out of this goddamn outfit.
Hold on, sir. I have layers.
I'm bombing. I don't give a shit.
But I asked her, I was like, I'm wearing a thong, like, you're gonna see my ass. Like, what is too much here? And she's like, we make sure the crowd all consents to seeing nudity on this show. So you can kind of go as much as you want.
Yeah.
And I don't know, okay, you can get totally naked. We didn't get that far. But
Nobody was that funny, or
no,
what?
I didn't ask that question because I wasn't going to do it. But
Yeah, right.
I don't know where that line is. But the crowd was.
I mean, it all depends on the performer, probably.
The
I
crowd was
prefer to
very.
disappoint people one at a time.
Yeah, I mean, not
like,
the whole
right,
crowd.
crowd.
Yeah, let them spread rumors at least. Right? Tell everybody.
That's an amazing show. An amazing show, an amazing room out in Kansas City.
And her name is
was
what?
it?
And her name is what?
Brittany Tylander.
And she runs say the whole thing.
It's Body Language is the show. It's hosted at Bottom of the Barrels, or Barrel of the Bottoms, excuse me.
You're cool, dude.
In Kansas City. Yeah. Very fun. They host a lot of great shows.
And she's
there.
coming to your show, which
Yeah,
is at XY.
XY, don't tell
At the
Mom.
first Thursday of every.
Yeah, so here in a couple weeks, August 4th.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So do you host that show or do you perform
Yeah,
it?
so
Like, what's that all about?
I host the show. So I have a rotating co-host every month, and we do about 15 minutes together on the top, and then we have.
Do you sit and talk, or do you just sit? Are you standing?
We just do bits, do some stand-up
Do you
bits.
write it together, kind of?
So it depends on the comedian. I've been bringing people from out of town, so we don't know each other that well.
Yeah, so that's just kinda off the
it's
cuff
like,
then.
I'm going to do these, you do yours, and we'll kind of tie them together before the show the best we can. But if there's comedians here locally that's hosting with me, I
It's a
know
little
them.
easier.
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
trade
yeah.
notes a little bit at least.
Yeah, like this month I have my magician comedian friend Christian Manal co-hosting.
I know Christian.
Yeah,
Is that the guy that was at Big Arbor here recently?
Where?
The Big Arbor?
I don't know. I know. It was at Shadows.
he's at Shadows.
Yeah, I think he
very often.
I think it's the same guy I'm thinking of.
Oh.
I've heard he's pretty funny. As a musician, comedian.
I would imagine that.
Yeah, he won the Midwest Comedy Magicians Award, like first
Oh,
place.
yeah.
So like, yeah,
Again,
he's-
there had to be a ton of people going out for that one.
absolutely.
I've never actually seen his show.
He's very talented, and like it's funny like that he's hosting with me because like admittedly to him I fucking can't stand magic. Like it just pisses me off because I know you're doing something.
Yeah,
like,
you're tricking me. Like
right in front of my eyes,
Yeah.
and he's so good at it. So yeah, we've.
So is he a better magician than he is a comedian, or vice versa?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Like I can't. He's the funniest magician I know. But he's also the only magician I know. So
exactly,
he is a very funny comic as well. So I'm very excited to host with him, and we're kind of working some bits together.
Because I always remembered growing up, the one guy that was really great at both was the Amazing Jonathan.
Yes,
yeah, amazing,
Amazing Jonathan. I think he died here not too long ago.
Yeah.
But he was. I mean, he did the pencil real fast all the time and shit.
Yeah,
like he was insane. Like he was crazy.
You could tell he was dust and just
you could tell that he was up there railing most days. Like,
well, I think that's what killed him.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he was a party animal for sure.
Have you guys seen his documentary?
No, I haven't.
Side note: his documentary is so interesting.
What platform can we?
It's on Hulu. It's called the Untitled or the Amazing Jonathan documentary.
Oh, I'll check that out.
And it's all about like the twilight of his life.
Jonathan documentary.
And what else does it need to be? I mean, really, honestly, he was that cool.
And it's like about the making of the documentary, so it's really interesting, like from a filmmaking point of view, and just like
so it's like behind the scenes of a documentary, kind of,
because he it's all from this one guy on documentarian's point of view, and then there's like 4 other documentaries being made at the same time. So the documentary is kind of about the documentary itself and less about his life, but it's very, very interesting. And
I'll have to check it out because I'm a documentary.
And if you like The Amazing Jonathan, it shows like a side of his life that like I've never seen before, obviously.
Yeah, because he kind of turned into just a straight Vegas performer towards the
and like he's like doing meth on camera.
Yeah, like,
it's crazy.
He was nuts. Yeah, like he was a party animal from what I remember.
Well, yeah, that was his image. Too.
Well,
he gave his character.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can see on it. I mean, the whole entire time he was on stage was just a frantic,
a blur.
Just insanity.
Ball of energy.
It was, and it was really entertaining. He was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, he brought people up on stage and did funny ass bits with people that he ain't never talked to before. I mean, he was fucking funny. But yeah, he was one of the ones that towed the line of doing both of them. I think probably the best.
So when these guys are coming through town, okay, like I always wonder.
That's good.
Do you have a venue that these people go to? Is it all the Looney Bin, or is there any more comedy going on? I mean, Looney Bin's been a staple here forever.
Absolutely. I do miss the old Looney Bin, though.
The strip mall one?
No, the one over at 21st and Woodlawn. Yeah, I guess it was a strip mall. But it was tied to a bar.
I saw Joe Rogan in there.
So did I. I saw, like, growing up at that time, like, I loved radio. It was at the time where, like, podcasting and shit had really not ever took off. So, like, if you like talk radio, you listen, and you like stand-up comedians, like Bob and Tom like had stand-up comedians on every fucking day.
Yeah.
So you would learn a lot about a bunch of funny fucking dudes. Yeah. And they would always, like, all the Chick McGee and all the people that would be on that show would be at the Looney Bin all the fucking time. So I would go to those shows constantly.
So where is there now? I mean, we still have the Looney Bin.
Still got the Looney Bin, and they're bringing.
And it's got a cool venue now. It's downtown.
Yeah, they're bringing good talent through every weekend. The only other like monthly independent comedy shows in town is produced by me and my roommate Ronnie Glenn Williams. It's called Hey Buddy Comedy. We have 2 shows right now: my Don't Tell Mom at XY, and then the Hey Buddy Comedy Show at Barleycorns. We're the only consistent.
So how often are you doing the Barleycorn show?
That's monthly as well.
Really?
So we have our 2 shows every month.
A standard thing like the third Thursday or something?
That is the second Sunday of the month at Barleycorns.
So first Thursday at XY and second Sunday at Barleycorns.
Yes.
So every month.
Hey Buddy Comedy.
Is where you can go see some stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
and expect to, if you go to those rooms, pay attention and watch stand-up comedy.
And that's the one thing. The audience of all these shows both of our shows have been really amazing. And
I've been there to see your guys' platform.
Absolutely, they're there to laugh, there to see comedians.
Yeah, that makes it that makes it more fun for everyone. Really.
They signed that contract,
especially for traveling comedians. You know, people that are traveling here from Tulsa or Dallas, Kansas City, drove 3 hours to tell these people jokes. Yeah. I've done that to shows, and you know, people don't really give a fuck. And it's like that drive home really sucks.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. So I'm very
no matter how much they pay you,
audience.
You still if you're performing to a bunch of fucking people's backs. Like,
I've gotten paid $75 to bomb before.
Yeah.
Like it's like
all right, you got
gas money. But
I always got to ask this, and you get before I forget. What's the worst time you ate shit on stage? What was the worst? Because like bombing as a stand-up comedian is like a prolific event, and I've seen some good ones.
Well, you learn from it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Like
and there's no way around it. You don't get to avoid it. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen, and I appreciate it after the fact, but like that week after is just terrible. So the worst bomb I had, and it's hard to say like I did anything wrong, and they tell you never to blame the crowd. But I'm gonna fucking blame the crowd for this one. But
yes, fuck that crowd.
So it was at the Barleycorns Thursday comedy open mic, and this guy had lost a bet that he had to go do comedy. So he goes and does his He's supposed to do 5 minutes, and he did like 14. He just did not understand the rule. I don't know if he didn't understand the rules.
Bad?
Oh, it was so bad.
It was a rough 14.
It was all inside jokes, and he brought 75 of his friends. So I've never seen Barleycorns that packed for an open mic. So I wasn't even going to go up, but then I drove by, saw it was a full room. Like, all right.
Oh yeah, full room. Why not? Let me go try some of my fucking material.
Yeah, and like I didn't have any new jokes, but I was like, okay, just do the tried and true stuff. I know this is good material. And he goes up for 14 minutes, just crushes with his friends, but they're not good.
They're not
jokes
receptive
at all.
Yeah, like, it's just bro shit.
And the crowd isn't receptive to anything outside of what.
So. After he goes off, my buddy Felix Johnson goes up, and he has.
I know Felix.
You know Felix,
yeah. Felix.
He's been out to the open mics too.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's the big guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's very funny, and he'll tell you this, the best set of his life that night. And like beforehand, I was like, good luck, man, because this is like I don't know if they're from Mulvane, Hazel, somewhere. Just, 40, 50-year-old white people.
This is the flyover state part of this.
20-year-old big black man. And he's got a lot of racial humor. Yeah. And I just didn't think it would work with this kind of country crowd. And he destroyed. He did great. And then I had to follow him. And they just, we listen to our friend, we listen to this guy. We're not listening to anybody else.
Yeah, they're tuned out. They're on the third movie at the fucking drive-in.
Exactly.
They're following us.
I think I did like 2 minutes of material just talking over everybody before I just turned on him. I was like, you know what? You guys fucking suck. Suck my dick. Fuck you. And just kind of yelled at him for like 30 seconds.
Nice.
And then just quickly got out of there. Yeah. That was probably the worst show I've ever done.
Nice.
That sounds like when you end up yelling at your crowd.
Yeah. And then I'm out of it.
I'm all right with it.
But it felt good in the moment.
The customer's not always fucking right.
It didn't, it sucked.
Sometimes we can blame the crowd.
Well,
I've seen Bill Burr do that shit too.
I've seen really good comedians eat shit. I've seen great comedians eat shit.
I would say that you're very funny, and if the crowd doesn't get it, they're just.
I can't wait to get out and see your set. I wanted to wait till I met you and did the podcast first, but then I'll definitely get out.
Well, that's one thing I was trying to tell you. I was like, I feel like I'm very different, like just in a conversation sense versus on stage. Like I feel like I'm much more reserved and like. On stage, I'm very raunchy, dirty, and
you have to be
moments
on.
where I'm like, I'm very on.
Yeah, you got to be on.
Right. Well, but that's also rehearsed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, I do get that. Music is my frame of reference. Mm-hmm. That's my creative language, I guess. And what I will say is, there's a difference between something that I'm comfortable with. I've rehearsed it. I know every fucking note of that song. I know when to change. I know how to pop it.
Yeah,
I know when to dynamically come down, up. The whole thing. This is my craft. This is what I'm crafting.
Yes.
And then somebody will always ask me to just come over and jam.
Yeah.
And all that's gone now. Okay,
yeah.
I don't have a chance to do any of the stuff that is my craft now. I just have to react to what you're doing, and hope that that's I react appropriately.
It's kind of like I feel like my biggest Achilles heel right now as a comedian is I haven't done a lot of crowd work. And that's where it's, I got to react to, something on the fly. And
that gives you an extra 5 minutes.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, Jimmy Carr's really.
But you gotta not get sucked into doing crowd work too, because it's not healthy writing.
No, it can be lazy.
But you have to sharpen your sword at being able to hit the hecklers.
Exactly.
Because you got to be, because some of the best, you got to set them people straight.
Yeah.
And do it funny. You got to be a very funny asshole at those moments. And watching some of the best crush a motherfucker in the crowd is some of the best shit you want to watch.
Doing creative work, you have to understand that nothing grows in a comfort zone. When you are uncomfortable about what you're doing, that's where you're learning the edge of your abilities. Yeah. Really.
And pushing the edge of your abilities.
Exactly right. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just going to try it.
Yeah.
And then you learn.
Then you get on that scary ledge.
Then you go, okay, that guy was way too big to be calling this. Because he fucking beat my ass at it.
Yeah, but it's got to be real funny if you're going after the big guy.
Right.
Yeah. That's one thing I've tried to get better at is like asking the crowd questions. Do you got any of this in the crowd? And just to, kind of sharpen that sword a bit.
How much of your bit do you keep like local stuff, or you try to stay off the local shit?
I try to stay off the local stuff.
I would too. I was going to say,
I got a couple
buttons, man.
Yeah, don't try to pander to the Wichita crowd, because then you can't travel with that material.
I got a couple real good punchlines that work very, very well here, but like then I go to Kansas City. I'm like, well, I got to take this out, and like that's my closer. Fuck, what do I do now?
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I try not to do any local stuff.
So how often are you writing and trying to come up with bits? All the time?
I try all the time. You know, it's for me, writing's not sitting down like, okay, let's write a joke today.
Yeah, that's how I've always done it too. Like I just find a concept, jot it, and then try to kind of elaborate on it when I'm looking at it later. It's not like just...
Okay, so I'm going to write for an hour today. Yeah. I can't do that.
We all have these amazing devices.
They're great if you learn how to take little notes on them, man.
Yeah.
They're great.
And if you're coming up with an idea, man, I just encourage you to go to notes.
Yeah, and you don't even have to write the shit anymore. You can just go, this is the concept that I have, and say it.
About this?
I put the voice memo shit on my fucking screen.
Yeah, me too.
So that anytime I have a musical idea, I start my voice recorder, I start playing guitar,
It's
I
a
can
good
record
idea,
it
and it's a
now.
hard process to get started sometimes.
Right.
And you're sitting there like coming up, you're either killing a room or got a great music idea or whatever it is that you're doing, and you forget to go.
Yeah. Look back through it. Like my Snapchat memories for the past 6 months are just full of like me driving and talking to myself in videos. I'm like, there's something funny in here. I don't know what it is quite yet, but
there's something here.
I'm gonna save it.
There's a concept here. There's a bit here. You'd be surprised how much even just regular fucking people come up with funny shit all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Come up with funny... That's why the internet is so good, because the people that come up with all these memes and shit are just some dude sitting at a desk somewhere.
Well, the funniest people I know, the people that I think would make the best comedians, are just regular people that won't ever get on stage.
Yeah.
I've never had I've always loved stand-up comedy and wrote bits and concepts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I never had any desire to get on stage and perform them.
Yeah.
Like I have a few minutes, but I've never wanted to do it. This is what I want to do. I'm doing what I want to do.
It's a different kind of stage.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah,
this is what I've always wanted. I grew up wanting to be on the
people that
radio.
are watching you now.
But I just...
They're not actually here.
That is the most interesting thing. Is like I've always been a creative person. I've always written stories and made little films and stuff. But getting honest reactions was hard for me from people, because like I'd show them a story and I wouldn't know if they really liked it,
or if they just were trying to make you feel good, or not trying to.
I liked it. With comedy, like I know instantly if a crowd doesn't like a joke or if they love it. Yeah. And if they love it, cool, you move on. If it sucks, great, move on. Like it's instant gratification.
It's really a pure form of entertainment too, because
it really is.
And just to shit on the music industry just for a second, fucking musicians can travel on the same fucking song for 20 years. If you show up and tell the same jokes next week, they ain't too happy. Like in stand-up comedy, you gotta have new shit all the time. Yeah. Like you can travel on the same album. There's a band out there traveling on the same album.
But there's trade-offs, man. Because the comedian gets to tour the country in a Ford Focus with one hotel room for himself, and you see what I mean? Like there's a trade-off there too. Because my band, we had to sleep in vans every once in a while because we can't
y'all
afford
together write a new song in there.
Well, that's the one thing. It's like
when you get to that position, you fucking hate each other.
I always envied the comedian, because you can put a whole tour inside like I said, Ford Focus. You can put a whole tour, because
it's just you. Tour. Well, and some maybe opener. You take an opener with you, don't you? You have a guy you kind of travel with a little bit.
Me and my roommate travel a lot, so we kind of help each other out.
Does one of you open for the other one, or do you?
We kind of. We're both on the same level, I'd say. So it just depends on who's booking us.
Right before the show, they fist fight.
If I book a show, he'll be
opener.
Yeah, you got to wrestle for it. Yeah. It's like a weird wrestling match before.
Yeah. I think that would make the show stretch a little more.
Oh yeah,
right? Like if you guys did that on stage.
Oh yeah.
In a pool,
mud wrestling. Jello wrestling, or a fucking
oatmeal wrestling,
baked beans or some shit.
Yeah. There you go. That's it.
Just something about baked beans is funnier than Jello, because it just seems grosser for some reason. Right? It just doesn't feel as sanitary as Jello, and Jello's gross too. And then, you still gonna have beans or Jello in your ass, and it's all.
And then you start selling beans after that.
That's your merch selling.
Yeah, your merch is cans of fucking beans, and they're all like stomped and shit.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
people are like, are these the fucking beans from the pool? Are these the beans from the pool?
Make sure to give the pages pre-stomped beans right next to
That'd be fucking funny. I'd watch that show. I'm not watching me wrestling beans though.
So what do you have coming up, man? You got anything on the?
Yeah, tell us where we can get all your shit.
Yeah,
where we can find all your stuff.
This last month was a good kind of stretch for me. I did like 7 shows. I think next month I have my show. Again, August 4th at XY. And then I'm doing.
Make it out to that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, I'll put you on the list, VIP.
Oh, nice.
I'll put you on the stage list.
There you go.
I'll come up with something.
Yeah, I have musicians every month, so
I'll just get up there and do Andy Kaufman. I'll play country bass.
Oh yeah,
dude in the lingerie.
Other than that,
I would be okay with that. Honestly, I was kind of getting into it for a second. I was kind of sad you stopped. But
the only other show I have lined up right now is I'm doing a show out in Topeka. I don't know the name of it or where it's at.
You might want to, before you start driving, I'd figure that out.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's in a text message somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like there's a tons of places in Topeka. I feel like you could drive around for.
And if you need to borrow a gun, let me know.
Yeah,
Topeka's Topeka.
Topeka is Topeka.
Yeah, it's not a bad place.
I'll loan you a gun.
Yeah,
That was funny. We were at the.
Is there a lot of
Walmart.
shootings there, or what is the gun issue?
We were at
you've never
Walmart
been
and brought it up.
I've driven through it. I feel like
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've never had any. I've never had to like dodge bullets.
Well, you're a big guy. People probably don't confront you all.
No, they never do. Believe it or not.
Yeah, Aaron and I went to the Walmart over on Broadway and Pawnee, and he was like, "Man, there's no other Walmart that's like this." I was like, "Nah, there's probably one in Topeka."
I mean, there's a Topeka Street here in Wichita.
So you're doing Topeka? What's the show?
I don't know the name of it.
He doesn't even know where it's
or
at.
the venue.
Awesome.
We'll
That's
figure it
one.
out. We'll post all your shit on Facebook.
Do. Yeah,
And we'll add you to our ever growing cool thread of guests that we have.
Yeah. So for those of you that haven't been guests, we have a Facebook guest
thread. That's fun.
Yeah, and it's been pretty awesome.
Well, I wanted a way to anybody that's on the show, and for you, I'll add you to it after today.
Yeah.
And anybody that's on the show, I was like, they always have flyers or shows they're promoting or shit. And I was like, here's a spot. Just post the shit here, and I'll post it on our Facebook page, our Awesome Aaron Show Facebook page.
And it's been really cool because all of our guests have their own crowd too.
Yeah, that's fun.
You know,
and it's fun.
So if those people share it, it's actually a pretty decent crowd.
Yeah, because we all have, even though we all have our own followings, we all have different sets of followings. Yeah. So if you can populate that shit, especially on Facebook through different followings, and I'm telling you, man, that hashtag shit works pretty fucking well.
Oh, dude,
it's crazy.
It really does, especially on Instagram. Fuck, I mean,
everybody loves hash.
It lit us on fire today, and I'm going to bring this up at the very end. We are now Extreme Puberty t-shirts, hopefully coming soon. We had our first Karen attack our show. We had a fucking Karen attack our show over, and we have her number, and we're trying to get her on. So
I am going to get her on.
Yeah, we're going to really. Honestly, I think we should just literally give her a legitimate offer to be on the show,
or we
can see what happens, and then just let her come on and try to do a show and see how it goes.
Can we do this as like an Austin and Aaron about town?
We
just show up
at our house with we show up at our house with cameras. We might be arrested by the end of that day, but it sure would be fucking fun. Well, so we get this Karen that just totally blasts our whole entire fucking show because we had Lacey Cruz on, and she is a Lacey Cruz hater. So she calls her Crazy Cruz.
She's so progressive.
Yeah, she's very clever, and it's
all about people. I hate that.
Yeah, people trying to get healthcare, and
she accused us of being on a coke bender because we use offensive language.
Oh yeah, profanity. So fuck that lady. Fuck you stue bitch. You're a dumb cunt. Fuck you. So we'll clip that for you because we love you that much. We gonna cuss on this show, and I don't like you that much.
Well, no,
we can say that.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and she's entitled to hers. But the problem was, she was just so ill-spoken. She didn't really make herself sound smart.
And she was really just attacking Lacey and found that Lacey was on a new platform.
Yeah. And then started attacking us for no reason.
And she didn't, and she kind of was funny. She called us we were on a coke bender, and we were inbreds that were not infuriated by a poor McDonald's. So we were on coke, inbred, and not mad about being at a bad McDonald's.
That's what she said.
I mean, I've been to a lot of McDonald's that seem like they're all bad, but I mean,
you're fine with cold fries.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's consistently
the same. People.
Yeah, it's the same consistency everywhere. But yeah, she went at us real hard. It was a fun.
But the opening line was, "Extreme puberty is when you're 40 years old,
approaching 40 years old, and you have do not act like an adult." Well, I'm hoping extreme puberty like, well, let's hashtag the fuck out of that.
That's
like
amazing.
it's making a thing.
I love that.
And I mean, it's not a thing. It's not a thing. But well, with the help of this Karen,
I googled it because I was like, "Is she right?
Is that? Am I this?
Is that a thing?
Is this a?
Do I represent this weird thing?
Yeah. Did this lady like correctly diagnose my insecurities?
Because I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm with it.
But extreme puberty sounds funny as fuck to me. So,
yeah, that's very, very funny.
Yeah. So,
awesome.
and it was like you can tell extreme puberty. From you're 40 years old and you're still not willing to act like an adult.
It was just the most poorly written thing.
And she accused us of not having respect for the fucking county commission office because we said we had cuss words.
Which I'm going to tell you right now, I have very little respect for the way our government is handled in general, from the top down.
Yeah.
But we did respect her position and didn't have Jameson or nothing on that show.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
She said
were
we were
drunk
on a
for that
Coke
show.
bender.
Yeah.
We didn't even
I
drink
mean,
that
I wasn't even
episode.
sweating that much. You can tell during
hell?
this one I'm fucking chugging Jameson like it's going out of style.
I do. I have very little respect for the way government in general is handled. But I try to make waves locally, okay?
Yeah.
I try to get involved in local government, and I try to influence what I can, where I can, which is right here.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not...
And we're not afraid to take a little flack. Fuck those people, man.
Well, and statistically speaking,
You're gonna take
any
flack
major
anyway.
change.
Yeah, why
Doesn't
read the
no
comment
matter
section?
what you do,
Right.
you're going to take a little bit.
And I actually like the flack. The flack is fucking fun for me. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
Like,
When you get gold
this,
like this, like that.
yeah, when you get extreme puberty, like, thank you for helping my outline this week, bitch. Like, I can make merch
now.
Yeah, I can make merch off of this. Like,
I'll make t-shirts.
yeah, like perfect.
We should give her $1 off of
Oh
it.
yeah, Aaron, thank you, lady. But so, Kevin, you got anything you want to plug? You
just
for sure. Are you
me-
other than the XY shows every?
First Thursday of every month. The Hey Buddy comedy shows second Sunday of every month.
Are you gonna try to do some like open mic shit just while you're?
Yeah, you know,
just why not? Just
I
what you're
do
about?
the midnight mic pretty much every Friday at midnight at the Looney Bin.
Tonight
So
we're
what?
at Shamrock.
Yeah. So what is?
Shamrock tonight? I'm
What
gonna
is?
be there.
What is the? Oh, you guys open mic? Is that not at Barleycorns again tonight?
Yeah.
Another concert.
So when they have touring shows come through, we'll bounce over to Shamrock.
This is the second week in a row where you guys are at Shamrock.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well,
How'd it go?
yeah.
How'd it go at Shamrock?
I thought it was awesome.
Nice.
It was good.
I wasn't there.
It has its advantages and
But back
drawbacks.
to
Yes. Anyway,
Yeah,
I digress.
The only other thing I would plug is just Hey Buddy Comedy. That's what we are on Facebook, or Hey Buddy It's Comedy on Instagram. That's our production company, and we're bringing a lot of good, kind of smaller comedians from all over the Midwest.
So what's the open mic and availability at Looney Bin?
It's the first Wednesday of every month.
Is open mic there?
Yeah.
And what's the midnight thing that you were talking
The
about?
midnight mic is also at Looney Bin. It's an open mic every Friday at midnight.
And is that for more people that already have bits and stuff? It's not. Is it the same open mic?
It's just same type of
anybody
open mic
can
style.
anybody can show up.
I think exactly. Sometimes there's
So they give you 5 minutes and here you go. Nice. So
And-
where are you comfortable at minute wise? What's your perfect set right now? Where do you think you're killing it at? Like
I love 15.
15's what you want?
is
Yeah.
great. It's like I have some bits that are like 2.5, 3 minutes. So on a 5-minute set, it's hard to like
Can't get
cram it.
structure
Yeah,
the
cram it
thing.
in,
So
yeah.
I'm really comfortable with 15
15,
minutes.
but you can
Yeah.
pull it to 30.
Yeah, I just did 30 at the Shadows.
How'd that feel?
It was great. It flew by. I didn't feel like it did 30. But
So Shadows is kind of a cool bar.
I loved it. Yeah.
I like this place. I've been helping them book their music.
Yeah.
In there, 7 to 10.
I played there last weekend.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, John was there, and Taylor Wall was there.
You played on.
I was
You played
there
on Friday, and I was there Saturday. I forgot. Yeah.
You guys were both there back to back. I shared your guys' flyer.
Yeah.
So
and
I had COVID there, and apparently it was okay. I got COVID the night before.
you were
then I was at
drinking.
Shadows the next night because we did pool volleyball all day, and then I went and ate at George's Bistro, and then we went for a buddies. I missed Taylor Wall's part, but I got to see a little bit of the burlesque show and a little bit of the pole dancing at Shadows. So.
Which is always fun.
Yeah, right?
Show kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's a cool place. It's got a lot going on. It's got a lot of cool stuff going on. And it's out west for me. I live out west, so that helps.
So Natalie and Steve Peters are really good friends.
Oh, yeah.
I like these guys. So plug that show one more time.
Yeah. That's the Almost Late Show with Steve Peters.
Almost Late Show.
Every Monday at
And that's the Vorshay's show.
Yeah, every Monday at Vorshay's at 7:30.
Every Monday, Vorshay's.
We should go see that.
And it's free. It's a free show.
I
So
would like to go see
So
that.
just sit down on a couch and shoot the shit kind of thing a little bit?
yeah.
Nice.
With kinda
They're not-
late
We'd be
night
fucking
segments.
guests on that show.
Yeah.
Have us on. They should have us on, right? Fuck that. We don't have to go see it.
Great. Yeah. Edit that shit too. Yeah.
Don't edit any of this shit, dude. Well, where are we at? We're about there.
Yeah.
We're about there. Cheers. Thanks, Kevin, for coming on. Make sure you check out all the stuff.
Page.
Yep.
Much love.
Everybody, please go check him out on the social medias, the Facebooks, the Instagrams.
Please do.
Like and share. Do you have a platform that's best to see you on?
Oh, I mean, I'm on pretty much TikTok, Instagram. Everything is Kevin Killer Robot. If you want to follow me personally,
and that's all. That can get all your platforms.
All my platforms. Yeah.
Kevin Killer Robot. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
you got a website and all that crap too?
Not yet.
We're working on that too.
Yeah.
We don't have
Again, I'm a year in, so it's like.
How old are you actually?
How old?
Yeah.
31.
31?
Yeah, I started real late as far as comedians go. But,
I think there's never too late.
Yeah.
Never too late.
And once again, we are the Aaron and Austin Show. Check us out on YouTube.
Extreme Puberty.
Please. Hashtag Extreme Puberty.
Hashtag Extreme.
Hashtag
Extreme Puberty.
Yeah. So, but yeah, please like and subscribe.
Yeah.
That's how we get this going.
Yeah, we need your to transfer over to the other mediums. We're seeing people start transfer over to Spotify and YouTube, and we appreciate it. We really appreciate it. So don't be lazy with your clicks.
Please comment anything you want to see.
Yeah,
we can probably make it happen.
Yeah, and I wanted to say this before I forget to all the artists and all the people that reached out last week and which made sure I was okay. I really appreciated that, and all the artists that reach out wanting to be on the show. We're always trying our hardest to make that work.
We're working on it, man.
We're always trying our hardest to make that work. And
bring us something that you're trying to promote. That is going to put you
and
on the
give me more than like a week to prepare.
True,
so please give me a month at least. And I really appreciate the last few artists I've dealt with have gave me some time, especially coming off of COVID and we're changing production guys and doing some different things. We're a little behind where we want to be. So give me some time. So if you're going to hit up our show or you're going to hit up me or Aaron, give us a little bit of fucking time so I can make sure I can get you on when you want to be on and all that shit.
I want to give a shout out real quick to Owen.
Yeah, because we want you on. Please don't think we don't want you on because we fucking want to hear from everybody.
Shout out to Owen Mills. He's Slim Kid Productions. He's doing our videos right now.
Yeah, stepping in and doing a great job. Yeah. He filmed our last show and is filming this one, and I couldn't be happier. So.
Yep, John Vogus on sound.
Hell yeah.
Me and Aaron talking shit as always, and the infamous Kevin Page.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This is very fun.
Hey, let's play that theme song.
Let's roll that shit.
What's that? Yeah, the theme song.
If I hear a fucking ding out of this machine again, I swear.
Bing bong, bing bong. Is it
a podcast? Is it a show? Aaron and Austin, they don't even know.
That's not the theme song.
That doesn't sound like the fucking theme song, John. God damn it.